Here's a fantasy scenario. A gym doubles in size in a year without running paid ads, and it pays its owner more than $20,000 a month. Sounds too good to be true, but Travis Laufle owns that gym. It's TrueFit in Detroit, and he's here to tell us how he pulled it off. This is Run a Profitable Gym. I'm your host, Mike Warkentin. Please hit subscribe wherever you're watching or listening. And do me a favor, if this show helps you out, hit like. That'll let us know we're doing the right thing, and we'll keep cranking out more shows just like it for you. Two Brain, we dig into metrics, we track everything, and this month we are digging into net owner benefit. That's salary, dividends, and anything else that your gym covers for you. It is the sum total financial of the benefit that you get for being an entrepreneur. These numbers are incredible. Our most recent leaderboard ran from $19,600 to over $30,000. That's what these owners are taking from their business every single month. And these are rolling 3-month averages, not one-hit wonders. So this is sustainable stuff, which is incredible. Travis earned a spot on that leaderboard, and he's here to share all his secrets. You ready to roll, Travis?
Let's do it.
All right. I'm fired up to talk to you about this. I need to know, first of all, you've made our top 10 leaderboard one of our most, prestigious leaderboards. Tell me about your lowest moment as a gym owner and how that compares to now as one of our leaders.
Yeah, for sure. So a little background, I purchased my gym. I didn't start it from scratch.
Yeah.
That was in August 2021. And I kind of ran that passively as a hobby for almost 2 years. It wasn't until April 2023 when I left my day job to do it full time.
What was your day job?
I worked for a automotive software company. Okay. I ran sales, service, operations.
Okay.
So it got to a point where I no longer was interested in that and very interested in the business. And so I made the leap in April of 2023. So that's when I like to say my journey really started, because that's when I took it seriously. And for all of 2023, leading up to the end of the year, we were continually growing. And I was putting a lot into it. We were building up. And then it was December of that year. And at this point, I still wasn't paying myself very much. I think in 2023, I paid myself $20,000 total for the year.
Okay.
So December comes, and I think that's the first point where we really hit some adversity. And the growth stalled and slowed, and we were seeing more cancellations than we used to. And I just reached a point where I, after making $20,000 that year and investing a lot of my time, I started really questioning my abilities. I started questioning whether or not it was worth it, whether or not I made the right decision to leave my job. Yeah. And so it was just kind of a low point in that I just, wasn't feeling very confident. And yeah.
So that's a tough one. You leave a job and you go out on your own, and you go all in on this, and then it's like, whoa, okay, I'm struggling a little bit. I'm losing some people. I'm not making the money that I want. But now you said that was December 2023.
Yeah. So
a couple of years later here, and you're looking at, or a little over a year, maybe, you're looking at a spot on our top 10 leaderboard. So I'm amazed at this. So I want to ask you all the questions here. I'm going to dig in, and, before the show, I know you said, you doubled since in a year, and you didn't do any paid ads. Like, it's all organic. So I got to understand, how can you grow that fast without ads? And tell me what's your referral program.
Sure. I think for us, the strategy has been pretty simple. There's, as we approach basically prospects, new members, long-term clients, I think it comes from a perspective of genuinely caring for people and just having some fun with it. And I give my staff a lot of credit because that comes through in what they do, but obviously that's an extension of myself as well. And so each of my staff members, including myself, we generally want to get to know people. We want to help them get results, and we want them to have fun doing it. And so that comes through in basically everything we do. And so, in 2023, when I decided to go all in, I wanted us to focus on providing insanely good service. A lot of that comes to just simplest communication and paying attention to the details and things like that. Mm-hmm. And then I wanted us to provide a results-based product in, our programming and our training and in the services we provide there. And so we focus on that entirely from the very beginning to the very end of when someone leaves with us, right? Part of that, as it translates to our marketing kind of strategy, is I wanted us to be the highest rated in the city, as measured by Google reviews. Yep. So if you search, gyms in Detroit, we are the only 5-star gym with over 100 reviews. Nice. And so that's constantly been part of the strategy. And then the other half of it has been I've always wanted to be the coolest looking gym in the city and one that highlights our people more than others. And so we invest heavily in organic social media solely on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And so the way that kind of translates into our growth is about 50% of our growth came from referrals. And so you asked about a referral program. I can't tell you I have a set referral program. It starts at, the initial consultation we have with somebody. We start with a no sweat intro.
Yep.
We learn about them. And just doing that, I think we're the only one in the city that does anything like that.
Really? That sets you apart. That's incredible.
Yeah. So right off the bat, I mean, it already is showing that we care more than probably most others, right? And so we sit there, we listen to them, and then we recommend a plan for them. And so off the bat, I mean, we're off to a good start. And then when they start with us, we have our 90-day journey in which we invest heavily into making sure that an individual sticks with their plan, they're showing up, they're following through on things, they're having fun with it, they're getting connected to our community, all of those elements.
Okay. And then, sorry, continue. Keep rolling.
Well, and so then what that leads to is natural referrals on their own. We do ask for them. We do goal reviews. We do ask for them. But 9 times out of 10, we don't need to. They're referring others. They're leaving us the reviews. It's just kind of going full circle.
Okay. So I'm going to pull out a couple of things from what you just said. Listeners, if you are not using a free consultation, a no sweat intro, where you sit down and ask people about their goals and then give them a prescription to accomplish those goals, if you're not doing that, you need to start doing it, because very few gyms use this process. The gyms that do stand out on the market, they differentiate their service. They have higher ARM, average revenue per member. They sell more. They sell better service. They attract higher value clients and they retain them longer. Two Brain has stats on all of this stuff. And I'm going to say that Travis is proof of this, because he's acquiring for referrals high value clients who stay a long time, and that process sets him apart in the market. It could do the same for you if you are using a free trial workout. Get rid of it, use a free consultation instead, and showcase your expertise. The other thing I'll lay out, we've got 4 marketing funnels. We have paid ads. Travis doesn't use that one, which is very cool. You've got referrals. That is the most important one. You need a program to get that done. He talked about goal reviews. He asks his clients for referrals, but he's also set up a culture where they refer clients to him, but he has backup where he actually asks them to do it. Make sure you're asking your clients for referrals. That happens as part of this prescriptive model where the goal review sessions are in there. From there, you've got your other funnels, social media and content. I link them very closely because a lot of the stuff that goes on social media goes on content, which is like your blog. He's using social media, specifically Instagram, to showcase his clients, put them on podiums. So this is a complete marketing plan. And because it's working so well for him with 3 elements of it, he doesn't need the paid ads funnel. You can use it, but you don't have to. But you do need to use a referral funnel and things like that. Travis, I'm going to ask you some specific questions, but before we do that, I want to know, what's the 60-second summary of TRVFIT? What are you? What do you do? What do you serve? What's your market?
Sure. So we help busy professionals in Detroit reclaim their health and fitness.
Boom, there's the statement.
Yeah.
I love it.
In a very fun, inclusive environment. We are a strength and conditioning gym. We definitely shy towards strength over all else. We do offer a few boxing programs as well. That's a passion of mine. And so it serves as a small element there.
Okay.
And we do this through group training. We do it through personal training, and then we do it through some semi-private training and some specialty programs.
Okay, so what's the approximate breakdown, and just off the top of your head, of like PT versus group versus semi-private? Do you have a split there, just kind of a rough number?
Yeah, about 70% is group, 30% private and semi-private.
Okay, so that's interesting. Those numbers are very close to what Chris has laid out, and Chris Cooper, our founder, has laid out one of the business models that shows how you can make $100,000 from your gym or more with one main service and then some peripheral services that are high value. And maybe it's a 70, 20, 10 split where you've got kids, PT and group or something like that. But there's different ways to do this, but you've got that exact 70-30 thing going on. It works really well for you. Is it a franchise model, or how does this work? How does TRVFIT work?
TRVFIT is a franchise.
Okay. And you bought it, you said this was in 2021. Did I get that right?
Yeah. Yep. Shortly after COVID and the world opened back up.
Yeah.
I actually had zero intention on buying a gym. I went into it. I was a member at first and then became a coach. I had done some coaching well before this. So member turned coach. And then after COVID, I just had this inclination that it might go under if something wasn't done. So I offered to, invest some money, and then it turned into, hey, do you want to buy the gym? And here we are.
And here we are, and I'm a gym owner now, and I'm crushing making Two Brains leaderboards. Now, one of the things that you said, or the number of things that you said, are right from the True Brain playbook. So you've mentioned like goal reviews, 90-day journeys. You gave me your mission statement and who you serve, like your avatar, right off the top of your head. Goal reviews, this whole process. Talk to me about where mentorship fell into this after you purchased the gym. When did you start, and what's happened?
Yeah, so I told you I left my day job April 2023. As soon as I left my day job, I signed up with Two Brain.
Okay, why'd you do it?
So some backstory. So it had actually started with me reaching out to a former TRVFIT franchise owner who is a part of Two Brain to talk to him about something else.
Yeah.
And he started telling me about Two Brain, and I had also heard about it from a couple other franchise owners, and that call went so well. And I just knew that if I wanted to get where I am today, there's no way I was going to do it on my own. I wanted to accelerate it. And
the
even though I
acceleration.
didn't, yeah. And even though I didn't necessarily have the funds to do it, I just knew it was a necessary step to take. And here we are.
Did you see a return on that? Because it's very scary to invest funds you don't have in hopes of business success. Did it pay off?
Instantly.
Yeah, and that's super cool. And like one of the things I noticed when I looked at everything you said and the interview you did slightly before this, you've got a ton of stuff that comes from the playbook. So interestingly, how does the Two Brain model and the stuff that your mentor tells you, how does that fit in with a franchise model? Because we often don't have franchise owners in here. How does that work?
Probably no different.
Yeah.
TRVFIT's a smaller franchise. I want to say we have 15 locations. And so with that, we have a lot of flexibility in how we operate and run our individual locations.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, with the benefit of obviously having franchise backing and some resources that come out of that.
Yeah. Okay, so that's interesting. And when you started working with Two Brain, did you just start like the people that have this meteoric success? They generally just dig in and they just hammer the work. It's like a checklist where it's just and they just go right down the list. Was that you, or how did your process go with implementing some of the changes you needed to make?
I dove right in.
Yeah.
The first thing we did was move from free trials to the no sweat intro.
Ooh, and what happened?
That was a game changer.
Yeah,
I mean,
there
instantly.
You go.
Yeah. If nothing more, I mean, had it not even resulted in the success we've had, I mean, even just if suited my personal approach and just getting to know people and wanting to help them. And so there's so many benefits to it.
Yeah. So you did, and this is what I've heard relentlessly on the show when I talk to leaders. They tell me that they just dig in and they hammer stuff. It's not like, oh, I questioned an experiment that I tried with, because that's what you kind of do on your own. And then you realize when you need help from a mentor and you get that help, you just dive in, hammer the stuff, and like you get the results. And I'm really fascinated by what you said there, because we hear still that free trials, can work and blah, blah, blah. That worked in 2009 when I opened my gym in 2011. Free trial, come in, you maybe vomit, you maybe don't, you maybe sign up, you maybe don't. But I was one of 2 gyms in the area. And if you wanted to do CrossFit, that's what you were going to do. But the consultative model that you're using is just so much better. And it allows you to like solve problems, like you said, which is personally important to a gym owner, but it also allows you to boost your financial metrics. Because if I had sat down with clients back in 2011 and said, hey, you want to do this fitness program to lose 20 pounds, would you prefer to do it with me one-on-one or in a group? About 30% of people probably would have said, I'd like personal training, which was going to boost my average revenue member from like $110, which it was at the time, probably to over 200. And that would have been life-changing for me. We're talking 6 figures different at this point. So you saw instant results from moving from free trials to a consultative process.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, that's pretty cool. So listeners, if you are in doubt of that, Travis is proof that you should give it a try. Ditch those free trials, try something else. So talk to me about your net owner benefits strategy. How do you put this together? Share as much as you like or as little. The idea is, listeners, there's different ways to pay yourself. I did a really poor job of this. My personal example is I did not pay myself from my gym. I just worked for free. And then eventually I thought, this really sucks. And I needed to start putting together a plan to take money out of the business to pay myself. So Travis, what do you do?
Yeah, my main strategy, I mean, I have a baseline that I'm comfortable with. And so I start with that, right? Each month I have my baseline. I'm going to pay myself that. And then the rest is kind of dependent on our quarterly strategy. So we try to look quarterly and we try to adjust. So to give you an example, part of the reason that I paid myself only $20,000 in 2023 is because I knew we needed to move into a new space. And so some of the other profit I was investing back into the business, planning for that build out. And so that contributed to that. And so now we've kind of, at the end of 2024, I started doing something similar in anticipation of possibly opening up a second location or, variant to it. Mm-hmm. And this year is changing a little bit in that I kind of want to take a step back in terms of my financial gain and reinvest it into my staff and build up a platform that allows myself to spend more time away from the gym.
Okay. And so would it be fair to say like you're paying yourself first in the sense you said you have a number that you need to hit, so you set that aside every month?
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. And the reason I bring that up, listeners, is like, I didn't do this. I was, I'll pay myself whatever's left. And that's the worst plan you can ever go with, because you always find something you can do. It's like, I need an air bike. And I need an air bike, but you think that you do, or you need to do something else. And all of a sudden there's nothing left. The pay yourself first strategy is you pay yourself right away. And it sounds simple, but it's not easy because you're a business owner and you don't know exactly how you want to build your business, but you need to live, right? So I did the other thing and I got really bitter about it. Pay yourself first, then find a way to make the revenue you need to cover everything else. And it's not a pie in the sky thing. This is done with a spreadsheet and you have exact tactics to say, okay, I need to make $100,000, which means I need to gross $300,000, which means I need to charge this many members this much per month. And you break it down and then you target this many members through these means. I laid out the marketing funnels. You do exactly step-by-step plans that your brain has laid out with tactics, and the numbers work. It's not just this, pie in the sky thing where you say, I need to make $200,000. There's actually math and strategy that goes through it. Travis, did you do any of that stuff, or did you come into this with that plan already in place?
No, there was a lot of that. And a lot of that was with the help of my mentor. Mm-hmm. I remember actually at the beginning of 2024, we laid out a plan of X revenue, which would contribute to, X net owner benefit. And I remember thinking it was too high. And so I wanted to bring it down, and then we ended up just going way past it. And so, but yeah, a lot of planning, a lot of strategy behind it.
Really? So you set a number that you thought was too high and then you blew it up?
Yeah.
That's what I love to hear. That's pretty cool. And gym owners, if you have the tactics at your disposal, that's the kind of stuff that can happen. Again, it is tactical spreadsheet stuff. It's not made up, just if you build it, they will come, because that does not work. You have to do the numbers, but if you do, it definitely works. Talk to me about your lifestyle. Now, you said you left a job and you built something that you built your own thing. You're on your own now. Talk about your lifestyle and how has that improved as a result of mentorship and building a great business?
Sure. I would say the biggest thing is in increasing confidence.
Yeah.
Confidence in my abilities, confidence in investing, confidence in, taking on whatever the next project looks like for me. I think that's probably the biggest thing. I think it changes the game you're playing. And so, 2023 at 100 members, I'm probably chasing leads a little bit more than I do now. I'm letting, cancellations affect, my mental state maybe a little bit more than I am now, because it has a direct impact on, my own pay. And we're at a stage now where you can be comfortable with that. And so the ebbs and flows even out, and, I'm probably still a little stressed and anxious. So when I see cancellations, but it's not for financial reasons. It's because, I want to understand why we're not able to help this person, and I want to help more people.
Yeah. And entrepreneurial confidence, what an amazing thing that is, right? Instead of like spinning plates and freaking out all the time and worrying about certain things, you can actually make good moves. You can think forward and plan and do things from a position of strength rather than a position of panic. So like I'm starting to make decisions at my gym where I was like, whoa, we're losing $5,000 a month. I better do some weird, crazy stuff. And like I got outside my realm of expertise. I wasn't true to our brand. And when you get that confidence and you have a stable business, it's very easy to start saying, hey, you know what? I know you want to do this. You want to be an elite fitness competitor. I don't do that at this gym, but I can send you to a gym that is going to be perfect for you. And what you're doing there is you're making space for better clients. So my market was like 30 to 60-year-old professionals and older adults who wanted to get fit and strong and healthy and didn't really want to compete. They just wanted to be, functional people. That was my market. And once I realized that, it made a huge difference for me. I'm sure that was the same as you. And I didn't sweat the cancellations as much either once I started to have a good base, because I said, like, that person wasn't a good fit here. But if you're chasing everybody because you need the clients and revenue, man, that's not a good place. Like, that must have been a stressful time for you, especially coming from a different job.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it was, like I said, we hit adversity. It was something I never really experienced. And it does make you question your own abilities and what you're doing. And so, yeah, like I said, I think it's just a confidence boost more than anything else.
So you talked about arm and leg, that's average revenue per member, and length of engagement as being a focus in Q1. And if you're out there and you're listening, you don't track these metrics, here's what they are. Average revenue per member, that's how much the average person spends in your gym. Some people spend a lot. Some people spend the basic amount for whatever the lowest the discount membership is, and it equals a number. Your first target is $205, but Two Brain gyms often blow this out of the water. I've seen like $500 plus, like it's very possible. Leg length of engagement, that's how long a client stays. If you multiply arm by leg, you're going to get lifetime value of clients. And this number is huge because it goes into revenue, profit, net owner benefit. So these metrics are all tied together. Talk to me what you're doing. What are you going to do in Q1 and how's it going to affect your NOB?
Yeah, our biggest target for Q1 has been completing 100% goal reviews with all of our members.
Yes, there's a good one.
We, as we grew in 2024, that just wasn't a huge focus for us. We did it, but we didn't do it in such a strategic and tactical manner. And so we went into this year saying, hey, let's focus on our people over everything else. Let's keep them longer. Let's help them. And so we're really close to it. We still have the month of March to get there. I don't know the exact percentage off the top of my head, but we're getting very, very close to it. And
that's good.
It's returning, the investment is paying off. And so we're seeing a lot of upgrades. We're seeing additional spend. We're seeing more referrals. So it's playing out exactly how we had planned for.
Okay, so I got to ask you that again, because this is super important and I need listeners to understand what happens here. Goal review sessions. You sit down with clients. It's recommended about every 90 days. You've got your initial when they first join, then every 90 days you're sitting down with them. You're saying that goal that we talked about, here's how much progress we've made toward it. You celebrate them. Wow, you've done so much. We're still moving toward it. We're going to adjust slight elements of this plan to move you faster, or we're on the right track. We're just going to keep going. Hey, you're so happy. You want to refer anybody? That whole plan is in place. But the idea here is this is a great time to upgrade services. This is a great time to talk about retention, to talk about any obstacles or barriers and fix them, remove them, get the solutions in place. So you're using this process with a large number of members. You're trying to go 100% with every single one of them. And you said you're seeing sales increase as a result. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Yep.
Do you have any ideas? Do you have a percentage off the top of your head? And if you don't, I won't put you on the spot.
I don't.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Chris Cooper has talked about 30% of members will upgrade services by about 30%. That's something to think about. But either way, it's as simple as this. Hey, I saw you in the gym. You're in my group program. You've made such amazing progress on your deadlifts. You're 50 pounds on your deadlift in 3 months. It's incredible. I noticed you're struggling with skipping. I can fix this in 3 personal training sessions. You got a few movement mechanic errors. You want to book 3 sessions with me? Boom, that person books 3 sessions times, $80, whatever. And all of a sudden you're looking at $240 additional for that month. Average revenue per member goes up. Or, hey, do you want to do personal training instead of group? Because I know your schedule is really rough right now. Those are the opportunities that present themselves in goal review sessions. And the second one you talked about was referrals. And you said you do ask for those in goal review sessions, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's another huge benefit is not just service upgrades, but you have referrals. We generally get a newer member. We'll get them to leave us a review after that.
Yes, there.
And so it goes, it's full circle.
How do you ask for reviews? Do you have a script that you follow, or is it more organic thing, or how do you do it in a goal review?
It's very simple. So we sit down, we understand, how they're progressing. We give them recommendations. We make sure they're feeling very satisfied. And only if they're completely satisfied and they're saying good things are we going to approach them and ask them for a review. And the way we do it is real simple. I just say, hey, I've got a huge favor to ask you. This would mean a ton to us. Would you be willing to leave us a Google review?
Yeah, so this is great. So Google reviews, and again, Chris Kruger's been talking about this. He actually has a template that shows you exactly something, just a little simple thing you can put up on your wall to get more clients to give you 5-star reviews. Send him a DM on your favorite social platform and ask for it. But goal review sessions are the best time to do that, because if you're congratulating someone, like, Travis, you put 100 pounds on your deadlift, and you're like high fiving, it's great. Hey, would you mind leaving us a review? Yeah, of course you are. And it's going to be a great one. And that overwhelms the few bad reviews that always show up from people who complain for no reason or don't even know about your business. And it gives you this massive thing on Google, where Google is now looking like, what is the answer to the best gym in Detroit? And it's like, Travis has got 150 5-star reviews. It's probably going to tell people to go see TrueFit and Travis, right? So that's the idea behind that. And in referrals, when you ask people for referrals in a goal review session, what's the response generally?
So I would say this is an area we haven't necessarily optimized just yet. I would say we're mediocre at best when it comes to asking for them there. Like I said earlier, a lot of these are just coming naturally. Okay. We just actually rolled out our first Bring a Friend event a couple of weeks ago, which is actually playing out just like that as well. We had a member walk in yesterday and come back to the office and just say, hey, me and my wife are thinking about doing this. And so it may not necessarily happen in the moment, but the effects of it carry on beyond that. And so I don't really have a good direct answer for you there, but again, genuine care, having fun with it, good service, it seems to be playing out for us.
And I'll just say, like, if you're getting a lot of referrals already and you start asking for them later on, it's just going to get better for you. Like, obviously, like, if you've got these goal review sessions happening, man, I can't wait to see what you do once you ask even more regularly for these referrals. Tell me about that Bring a Friend event. That's something we recommend. We don't recommend Bring a Friend weeks. We recommend, like, often a day, but some people do it a little bit differently. What do you do, and what's the result of this?
Yeah, so like I said, we did our first one in February. Okay. Unfortunately, we ended up getting hit with some snow and it cut it down, but it was such a good event anyway.
Meter of snow or something.
Yeah, but it was awesome. So we ended up running it on a Saturday. Okay. We run an 8, 9, and 10 a.m. class on Saturday. We adjusted them to be more beginner friendly just because we had no idea who was going to be coming in, and we just did a lot of promotion leading up and. Because we don't do free trials, I think it made it that much easier for us to center around a particular event. Mm-hmm. And I mean, just the fact that we had so many people invite people to the event, even though the snow threw it off a little bit, was just phenomenal, because that's just a testament to the service we're providing. So there's a lot of follow-up we're still doing with it, but very well executed event. People loved it. People loved the fact that we were just even allowing that to be a thing. And so we're planning for 1 a quarter, for the rest of this year, and we'll just get better and better with each of them.
Yeah. How much snow did you get?
Probably like 5 or 6 inches.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's enough to keep people home at that point. And, like, this event has been proven to work. Bring a Friend events, listeners, they work really, really well. And all you're doing is you're saying to a bunch of people in your membership, hey, would you like to bring a friend? And you put together something. It could be a workout. It also could just be a seminar, or it could be like a wine and dine or something like that. But the point is, you get these people in, you have them, you acquire their email addresses, whether it's on a waiver or whether it's like sign up for this or just check in or whatever it is. They go on your mailing list. So that's a huge thing right there. But you also talk to them at the event. You get to learn to know them, answer their questions. If they're coming with a friend, they're highly likely to buy. You can book them for no sweat intros on the spot and take them aside and do that and sell right there. You can also book them for no sweat intros down the line. You could also contact them after the fact and say, wow, you were amazing in that workout. I had no idea you could do burpees that fast. Do you have any questions for me? You're interested? How's your fitness? What are your fitness goals? Like, you can find these ways to nurture people and connect with them. You're going to do 1 a quarter, Travis, you said?
Yep. For our group training, for our personal training, we're diving in right now, and we're taking the concept of bringing a friend. And we're asking our personal training clients, is there anyone else who, might be interested in seeing the results that you've been seeing? And if so, why don't we invite them into a private session with you and 3 friends, or you and a friend, or whatever that looks like. And we've got 2 scheduled already.
Wow. And so, like, when a high value personal training client says, I have a friend who might like to get the results that I'm getting, that is a slam dunk. That is the hottest lead you're ever going to get. And it's probably going to be another high value client who wants PT or a semi-private thing where the 2 of them train together or whatever it is. These are just like the best leads you can possibly get. I would highly encourage you, listeners, if you do not have a Bring a Friend event planned, do it. Get one on the calendar. You can put them in, quarterly works. I wouldn't do them every week. That's not the way you want to do it. You want to optimize this by having your systems, you need staff, you need people, you need follow-up. So do it right. You'd rather do 2 of them right than 10 of them bad, right? So do that regularly and then nurture these leads. If you do that, things are going to turn around dramatically at your gym because these are going to be great clients that show up. I'm going to let you go shortly, Travis. You know, you got a business to run, but I'm going to ask you this on the way out the door. Gym owners who are out there, there are some of them that are listening and saying, man, I do not earn enough right now. This leaderboard blows their mind. It would have blown my mind back in 2011 or so. What would you say to anyone out there who's not earning enough? What can they do?
I mean, number one, mentally don't quit. I think I reached that point in that, December 2023, I mentioned where I really wanted to give up. And I can't say I don't still have those days. I think most of us do.
Yep.
But quitting's the only way out of the game, right? Otherwise, bet on yourself. If I would say highly recommend, planning, right? Mm-hmm. Plan, but be adaptable as well. That's why we moved kind of to quarterly planning. I mean, that seems to help us. Yep. I can't thank Two Brain enough. I can't thank my mentor, Courtney, enough. I mean, that was a game changer for me. That helped keep me accountable and keep me on track with that plan and kind of level setting for myself, which is good. And then I heard this on a podcast recently, and I think it rang true to us because this is what we do. It's if you take care of your people, if you take care of your clients, if you take care of your members, they're going to force you to grow. And with that growth, as long as you're managing your expenses, you're keeping people long enough, the sky's kind of the limit with net owner benefit.
I love it. And listeners, I'm going to give you a gift here. Travis mentioned planning. If you DM Chris Cooper on your favorite social platform, he will send you an annual plan guide. It's got 12 months, the exact stuff that you should do. You can, of course, customize it as you see fit, or you can just roll with it as is. Bring a friend events are on there. Goal review sessions are on there. DM Chris Cooper, ask for that guide. He will send it to you, and you have an annual plan done for you that you can implement starting today. So do that one. Second thing, if you want to talk about how a mentor can help your business the way it helped Travis, book a call. Link in the show notes, and that you'll be able to ask all the questions you want, figure out exactly what would be needed to make your business better, and maybe get on the NOB leaderboard at some point. Travis, congrats on doing that. I think it's such a cool story to come from a just career change, adversity, struggle, and now, top 10 leader. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your secrets. Congrats.
Thanks, Mike.
That was my pleasure. That was Travis Laufle from Detroit. I'm Mike Warkentin. This is Run a Profitable Gym. Please hit subscribe wherever you're watching or listening. Hit a like on this video if it helped you out, and give me and Travis a high five.